Some of you all may be not prepared academically. Let me give an example. You would have done CXE, you would have done CSEC, and your grades were not the greatest. Or, let me give you an example. You may have done sciences, or you may have done languages at school, and now decide to do engineering. So the terminology that you are hearing now in your engineering classes are things that you have never heard before. How do you deal with something that you have never done before at a level that you are not prepared for? That is going to cause stress. So you have done languages in secondary school, and now you're doing engineering, and you're struggling because you don't have your prerequisites, or all of them, I should say. How do you deal with this? I have advised some students, you could probably go externally and get some assistance, or you could talk to some of your classmates to bring you up to speed. There are different things that we could do, or you could do to get yourself ready for the level that we are here. And you have to remember as well, now you're at secondary, at college level, teachers are not going to be on your back to get things done on time. Mommy and daddy are not going to harass you to get your homework or to study. You are here now as a young adult, and hopefully you will start to act like an adult with your schoolwork and with your preparation, with your readings, and with your study habits. With a whole new level here. Another reason why students drop out: financial difficulties. This is real. You may start school this semester here, and mommy and daddy supporting you. However, God forbid mommy or daddy loses his or her job, and the financial aspect changes totally. So, if you had $100 to travel for a week, you're now only able to get 50. Or you had money to buy lunch before, and you're unable to buy lunch because mommy and daddy is unable to give you that money to travel every day. Or you're unable to have a proper meal before you come to school. And I always say, if a student isn't fed, he or she is unable to study or to give 100% in their studies. This is real. You may be able to cope for a week, but after it goes on and on and on, it becomes a burden. So these are some of the reasons, as I said, financial difficulties is a real one. Personal or family issues. You may be a married student and you are going through a divorce, family issues at home. Or you are a student and mommy and daddy is going through a divorce. These are some of the challenges that students may face. What do you do? As I said, the university has given you counselors that you can seek and have sessions to overcome some of your challenges in life. Academic climate or fit. You may be doing well in a particular program. However, you realize or recognize that in the industry, there are not many jobs. Or you are an introvert, and the program that you sign up for, you have to deal with a lot of group projects. Or when you finish, you have to work in teams or in groups, and you're unable to do that effectively. These are real issues that you may deal with while you're here. I mentioned this early on. You may be studying the wrong program and realize, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And you drop out, or you may change another program. Another reason why students drop out, a lack of guidance or advice. I always ask students when they start a program, have you done research in that particular field? So let me ask this question. Has anyone done research in a particular field of study that they have signed up for? Anybody?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Jake1. I'm going to use Jake1 as an example, right? Jake1, Roach, right? What program have you started here at TTT?
Software engineering.
Software engineering. Let me ask you this. And this is a bachelor's you're going to study?
A diploma, sir.
A diploma. Let me ask you this question here. How much are you going to make as a newly graduate student with a diploma in the industry?
It doesn't start off very high, probably around, I would say 60,000, if 70,000, probably.
As
As
a
like
year?
as like a new,
That's a year?
yeah,
Okay.
probably around there. I'm not completely 100.
Let me ask this next question. Are there lots of jobs in the field?
In Trinidad, I
Yeah.
didn't I wouldn't say this. I think they have a good amount, but I know outside have way more opportunities.
Okay. Jaquan, thanks so much. And I just asked Jaquan these questions because I want you all to understand what I'm saying here. If you start a particular area of study, you have to look at the trends, you have to look at the job market, and you have to look at the amount of money you're going to make. It's important. I don't want you to start a program where you think there are a lot of jobs, and when you finish, you're unable to be employed. And why I always ask these questions, I want students to think outside of the box. Not think about just working for someone. Think about creating your own jobs. Think about working in groups or making a team and developing your own company with the colleagues you would meet in class. I always remember when I started in 2008 that the animation program started at the same time. And the first class that graduated in the animation program, the students came together and formed a company. I think the company was called 102, and that's the classroom they use regularly. And this company has done ads on the television, has done a lot of work. And the only way they achieve this success is forming a group, forming a team, and becoming successful together. So look at trends, look at the market, look at the value and the amount of money you're going to make coming out of university. That's important to remember. You don't want to come out thinking that you're going to make 10,000 a month and then you only receive 5,000 because the market is saturated. Many moons ago, mommy and daddy were sending their kids to America and the UK to do law. They also send them to do medicine. 30 years ago, we started sending our kids to the US and the UK to start IT. Look to see where the market is now, abroad, not only in Trinidad and Tobago. As Jaquan also mentioned, there may be jobs in the Caribbean and outside. Check to see what is the qualifications that you need to go abroad. What is the criteria you need to get to go abroad and work. You also have to deal with students from other Caribbean countries and from UWI and from Costa. So the market in most industries is very saturated. That's why it's important that you do well and love what you do. As I said before, if it's one thing you remember today, remember this. There's nothing worse in the world, as I mentioned before, than going to a job every day that you dislike. Remember that. So after you had a nice weekend, you had a nice Sunday lunch, crab, callaloo, stewed chicken, barbecue chicken, and you close early in the morning, and you have to be at work for 5 o'clock. And when you get to work and you realize, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't enjoy being here. The pay is not good. My boss is always on my back. I do not want to be here. So whatever you do, make sure that you are enjoying it, you enjoy it, you enjoy it. And when you enjoy that much, it doesn't feel like work. Important to remember. Okay. So as I said, I want you all to have fun while you're here. But a reality check is that problems and stresses are part of modern day living. Sometimes the coping mechanisms or strategies that we have don't do very well. And again, that's why I said we have 4 counselors that you can utilize. And it's important that you utilize them. Not because you have a 4.0 GPA and you have straight A's, means that you cannot benefit from seeing a counselor. Remember that. You could be doing well academically, but you could be suffering in other areas of your life. Utilize the counseling service. Don't wait till exam times or wait till things get out of control and in crisis to come to the counselors. Seek them out and take advantage of the services offered. So, what is counseling pretty much? Some of you all may have come from some homes where family don't prescribe to counseling. When I went to secondary school and to primary school, counseling was around, but it wasn't very prevalent. So when you had an issue back then, you talked to your teacher who wasn't an expert in the counseling field, or you would have talked to your priest or your pundit who may assist at times. But we have professionals here that could help you in any area of your life. So counseling is really a collaborative process between a therapist and a student. And we deal with short-term counseling strategies, either academic, career, or personal social issues. Developmental issues is that we deal with. So you may have someone that passes away in your family. You have a boyfriend, girlfriend problem. Mommy or daddy is going through a divorce. Things of that nature. You don't have to be, in local terms, mad to see a counselor. You don't have to be mad to see a counselor. As I said, you may have some developmental issues that are bothering you. You seek the counselors and they can assist. And I must say as well, when you come to the counselor and you see the counselor for one session, he or she doesn't have a magic wand and will wave it and all your problems go away. It's a process. It is a process. You have to work at it. You have to work at it. Remember that. Why is it good to see a counselor? At UTT, all our counselors are professionals. They have a master's degree or a PhD degree in a clinical discipline. And most importantly, everything remains confidential in the counseling sessions. Everything. Unless you tell me you're going to harm yourself, harm someone else, or kill yourself or kill someone else. It's important to remember, the most important aspect of counseling is confidentiality. Remember that. So in primary school, when you went to your teacher at 9 a.m. with a concern or issue, by 9:30, the entire school knew what you were dealing with. The University of Trinidad and Tobago counselors, as I said, are professionals, and confidentiality is on top of our list. It's important to remember. More importantly, we are here to listen. We're here to listen. We are here to listen. Sometimes all students need are persons to listen to them. So if you wanted to come to a counseling session and don't want to say much, that's all right. We understand. We understand. Some of us handle our issues, our problems differently. I know in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the best ways that people, or one of the easiest ways to deal with the issues is to go to the local bar and have a few beverages. However, when those beverages are done and your headache or hangover is gone, your issues, your problems are still there at your doorstep. So even though you get a quick fix, your issues are still there at your doorstep. So it's better to go and seek counselor's advice or counselor's help or assistance in dealing with some of the issues. Something that I have become very passionate about, something that we call soft skills. And I'm planning to start a soft skills program at the fashion program first, and hopefully we can develop it all around UTT campuses and programs. And why do I want to start a program like this? One, what I've recognized over the years, that the UTT students are getting the jobs first. I want you to remember this. The UTT students are getting the jobs first. And they're getting the jobs first because they are ready for the world of work. They go on internships, they go on practicum for teachers, that is, and they get experience immediately. What employers are looking for. We want someone who could come on to the job and start immediately. However, what I've recognized from talking to students at UTT, that even though they get the jobs first, they're unable to keep the jobs because they lack soft skills. And I want you to remember this. So one of the skills that UTT students are lacking, not all of them, but a lot of them, are communication skills. Being able to express yourselves. When I went to college, part of the program, or part of me graduating, was to do a class that is called speech. You have to be able to communicate and speak to your colleagues, speak to your lecturers, speak in an open environment. And again, sometimes you may speak in your own local language, but you have to be able to maneuver depending on who you're talking to or who you're speaking to. So communication skills are something that we need to work on as well. Teamwork and collaboration. Being able to work in a team is not easy for everyone. It's not easy for everyone. If something doesn't go according to plan, how do you deal with it? So communication skills and teamwork, being able to work in teams and collaborate with others, is important. Adaptability. You go in a group and you realize one of your group members is not pulling his or her weight, and you didn't know that they may be ill, and you have to put on your tall boy boots and assist or pick up the slack. Being able to adapt when things are not going according to plan. It's also something that we have to work on. Problem-solving skills, very critical. Some of us get a problem, and all we want to do is attack, be aggressive, curse. You have to be able to solve your issues amicably. Talk it out. Recognize there's a problem and deal with it in the best way possible. Conflict resolution, also very critical. So again, these are some of the skills that our students lack. And again, I said that UTT students get the jobs first. However, they're unable to keep the jobs because they lack soft skills. What I also heard is that when we go to those jobs, our dress codes are not the best. So when you get those jobs first, before the UB students, before the COSTAT students, before the Roytech students, keep those jobs and work on these soft skills. Before I close, I want you to remember that counseling is free to all registered students. It is free to all registered students, and you should utilize it. Not only when you have an issue, when you need to talk to someone or you need some guidance, we can direct you in the right places to go. It is free. Utilize these services. How can you make an appointment? One, by logging on to my portal, make an appointment. This appointment will come into effect after 24 hours. If you make an appointment today, you can have an appointment. You could see the counselor tomorrow if he or she is available, or you could walk in. You're on campus, you walk by and you see the counselor's office, you knock on the door and you see if you can make an appointment. There are different ways to make an appointment. So again, I want to wish you all a good academic year. I want you all to have lots of fun while you're here. I want you all to network, and I want you all to remember why you were here. You're here, once someone said, to make money, to advance their career, and to study what they want to do in their profession later on. So again, I want to thank you for your time. On behalf of all the counselors, I want to wish you all a great academic year. Thank you all.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Roger. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Warner before he leaves? I'm just seeing a lot of thank you, sirs. Excellent, but you have gotten the information. You can also go on the webpage and get information and get onto a session as well. So we will move on. So now you will have a presentation by yours truly. So again, I'm going to present on behalf of Student Support Services. Everybody is still hearing me, right? Everybody still here? We in it?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Good. We still here with me. Nice. So I am going to try to be very brief. Nice. So let's probably do a quick icebreaker. So I do have things to give away, and you just need to indicate to me if you are correct, what campus you are at, and your contact, you can private message me it in the chat, and I will ensure you get your tokens when classes start. So let's play a little game of two truths, one lie. Right? I am going to give you 3 things about myself. And if you think you know what the lie is, please raise your hands and we will see if you are correct. So let me start. My name is Peaches. I drive a black car and I have 2 children.
Peaches.
So remember, we raise hands, right?
Okay.
Following instructions. That's important. Instructions as we start. I'm seeing a few hands going up. Nice. So let me see. Shamila Hussein.
Your name is Peaches.
Okay, I'm taking note. I'll tell you which one was correct. So Shamila went first. Taking note of the names. Right. And we have Narendra Sukram.
The name Peaches was.
All right. Kalissa, is that tight? Kalissa, help me.
Ted.
Ted. Okay, great.
Peaches. Your name is Peaches.
Nice. Rian Ali.
Your name is Peaches, miss.
If you already got to answer, you could lower your hands. Nice. Kyla, St. Louis.
Your name is Peaches.
Jonelle Bonio.
Your name is Peaches.
Brittany Cooper.
You don't drive a black car.
Caitlin Joseph.
It's Johnson. And I'd say the lie is
Sorry.
your name is Peaches.
Okay. Sorry, I said Joseph. I apologize. So if your name was called already, please lower your hands. Khalil Mohammed.
Your name is Peaches, miss.
All right. Jessie Ann Martin.
You have 2 children. Is it lying?
Saeed Mohammed.
Miss, your name is not Peaches.
Faith Wells.
Your name is Peaches.
All right. And I think that's it. No, Ashrani.
Your name is not Miss Peaches.
Good. And I think we did Shanice. No, did we? Shanice Joseph.
Miss, I think your name is not Peaches. I think that's a lie.
All right. Good. All right. So thank you to everyone who participated. Interesting enough, we have one winner. So Jessie Ann, is that I'm saying it correct? Is Jessie?
Yes, Miss.
All right, so Jessie Ann Martin is our winner. I do not have 2 children. That was the lie. So I didn't consider I have middle names. You all thought I would make it that easy. So you learned something interesting. I do have my middle name, and one of them is Peaches. Yes, I don't know what my mother was thinking. But Peaches is a middle name, and I do not have 2 children. So let us begin. So as I indicated before, I am one of the student development officers. We are at this moment 2 in number, unfortunately, but we do service all the campuses at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. So my name is Avalon Gishad, as you all know, and we also have Miss Petula Tavares, who's also she's the senior student development officer. So I'm going to be quick because I know you all have been here. We do have 2 other units to present. Right, so we know all the campuses that exist at the university, and we service all of these. What are some of our roles and responsibilities? Important that you know this, because one of the things that students tend to say when the mess, I don't know, when the mess hit the fan, is Miss, well, we didn't know this was available. We didn't know this is something that we could have gotten help with, or this existed before. So first year, new student orientation, which is what you all are a part of today. That's one of our main responsibilities, and one that we take extremely seriously, because if we do not orient you effectively, it could be the difference between you making it to graduation or not. All right. Academic and personal support with referrals. So I hope I do not see none of you all because you're on academic probation or your GPA dropped below 2. One of our responsibilities is dealing with students who GPA drops below average. And at that point, sometimes our help is limited. It's kind of boxed in. I like to tell students, you must know when you're in a class if this is too difficult for you. You don't wait until final exams and then you have an F on your profile, which as you go along, you will learn an F does not go away. Even if you reset it will still be on your transcript. All right, so if you need help and assistance from before you realize that it's giving trouble, please seek help. And there are courses like that. Everything may not be a breeze. Behavior and comportment, we are part of the process that helps to uphold these rules and regulations in UTT. student grievances and advocacy. So we fight for the students. We are one of those bodies at the university who lobbies for students who are ready to be ready to go to war for you all, to use a better term. We are there. We help you get some type of redress for your grievances. And this is a responsibility we also share with your student guild, which you will meet later on in one of our sessions. I think it's Wednesday, you will meet with your student guild, right? Wellness and prevention program. So in the wellness program, there's many things we help students in need. We help to provide various needs for students because we are aware that if you're hungry, if life is stressing at home and all these things, you cannot study, right? We are the advisors to the student guild and other student clubs. And please, please, students, make use of your time here. Join a club, have fun. Even if it might be, you might always wanted to do some kind of sport, join one of the sports club. You may be interested in hiking, join the hiking club. And a lot of these clubs, we are in the process of trying to bring back and restart because a lot of them went dormant during our COVID period. So if you have students here who is interested in being a part of a club or starting a new club, please email me. Most of you will have my email, but please email me and we can start talking about how we can get a club that exists restarted or start a new one. And the fun thing, we are also the fun group. So extracurricular activities, we are also responsible. So we help to put on, whether it's Diwali programs, Christmas program, we are part of many of the sporting initiatives, and you will also meet the success unit, which is the sports unit, on Wednesday, I believe. That's the session they will be at, and you could learn a lot more of what they offer. So cultural events, we celebrate most things at once we can. So get involved on your campus. All right. Travel, shuttle service, that's kind of been paused, but we are working on bringing back the shuttle service at some of our universities, campus. Some of them are, in places that transport are not easy. So we are working on bringing that back on stream. It's another thing, unfortunately, that went down with the COVID period. Housing and residence life, we are responsible for the 2 residence campus, which is EKIAF and the Maritime campus. We also assist with, we have a list that we try to refresh yearly of accommodations around the area for campuses who do not have residents. We train student leadership. As I said, we advise the guild. We also do their training. So if you're interested in being not just in a club, but a part of the leadership, so you want to be the president, you want to be the secretary, we will give you training. So these are skills that you can take with you. It will go on your resume. It builds you as you go forward in life. We have a lot of spiritual formation groups. We have the Catholic students. We have Hindu societies, IVCF. So get involved. Lockers. So lockers exist on most of our campuses. For the ones that do not, we are in the process of doing a reconfiguration so that all campuses have lockers. This will become important for those of you who have labs, or especially for sports students at the SFTI campus. It will be important because you may have to change if you have practicals to do. So the locker services will be available at most campuses. There's a yearly fee for rental. So you pay a yearly fee and you have your keys for the year, for the academic year, which you have to return at the end of that academic year. Right? Please feel free to raise your hand and ask a question as we go along. I am open to that. Oh, I don't know what I do. Okay. Nice. So let's talk a little bit about, sorry, Haley, go ahead. You can ask a question.
About the housing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The payment for housing, is it strictly bank?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Great. So we're going to talk a little bit about your responsibility. I gave you an insight as to what we offer, what are some of our roles and responsibilities from the university to you, but you also have a responsibility as a student coming into the university. Anushka, sure. Your hands is up.
About the housing as well, the dorms. When should the emails come in?
Hopefully that will be soon. I think there are some things that my supervisor is clearing up and she will send the emails out. Nice. Great. So let's get into your role and your responsibility. There are regulations, there are procedures. The university does not just stand on air. And as a student, it is your responsibility to make sure you know the rules and you know what are some of the things you can and cannot do on a UTT campus. You can go online at the university's website. So remember, we're at university, right? So we're not going to spoon feed you everything. You have to at some point seek your own interests and make sure you're in the know, because if you get in trouble, security and otherwise, you can't say I didn't know, as long as the information is there for you to read. All right. Again, this is a higher learning education environment. Therefore, for those of you coming straight out of the secondary school, it's respect. You have to be able to conform to whatever is the standard and the rule that is being set by the university. All right. You have to be exemplary. You have to make sure now that you're in a mature setting. You have to be responsible for your own behavior. This is not one of those things you could say, well, this person has been doing this. Regardless of what someone is doing, you are responsible for you. You are responsible for your property. All right. And you have to respect others and respect their property, respect their space. Right? Security at every campus. Once you enter, you're supposed to have your student IDs. I am not sure, because I know that might be the next question. I'm not sure when they're going to start the printing of the IDs, but of course, there will be a grace period if they haven't started printing yet. But once it's done and completed, there will be a timeline for you to get it. And once that timeline has passed, you need to have your IDs on you. Denise? You have a question? Denise, I hope I'm saying that correct.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to find out if part-timers will be getting IDs as well.
Yes, new students get IDs, all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So you see here, yes, you will be finished with your ID, and you will need to have your ID on entry to the campus. You will need it for the library as well. Okay. So academic dishonesty. I have the privilege or I can't say the privilege in some cases to sit almost times on the academic dishonesty panel, and unfortunately, that's not a seat that I like to sit in always. So students, please, let's try our best not to go the route of academic dishonesty. All right. It takes several forms, from plagiarism to using unauthorized materials in the exam room, submitting someone else's work, falsifying data and documents, plain out cheating. And I've had to deal with situations that's been bad. So, I mean, there are these situations that happen, and let me give you an example. I have a student that went to the room, had his phone, unfortunately, he put it on vibrate, not silent, in the rush of going in the exam room, forgot that the phone was in his jacket pocket or somewhere. And he in a group chat, so the group chat is going off. You know how some group chats could be. And it vibrated to the point that, okay, the invigilator found it. That's a somewhat of an honest misunderstanding. Because it's like the phone was on the desk, you're not seeing him using it. It's just that it started to go off and they realized it was on his person. Okay, now that's one situation. But then I have had a situation with a student came in most devastated, like she was about to die. And that situation was that you somehow got exam sheets, blank ones, and wrote notes on this and took this to the exam room. Now that's premeditated. So at that point, the full brunt of it comes down on you. Now she expressed having family issues and all these things that was happening for her at the time. But we have people to help you through that. This, I beg you, don't let this be your route. Because we have things in place. I want you to go. What is the policy on academic dishonesty and what may happen if you are caught with any of these things? Yes, David.
Hi, I wanted to ask a question before, but I missed it. The student IDs, right? When can you collect that?
They will send out a notification to you all when they would have started and at which campuses, and they will give dates and time periods.
Okay, thank you.
All right, nice. So any questions on the student responsibility and conduct, especially academic dishonesty? I am sticking here because, again, every semester, every term, we are dealing with this in some form or other. And I gave two scenarios because one is it could happen, but you really need to be mindful. And then the other we know is premeditated and there's the full brunt of the law will come down on you at that point. Right? Again, that individual would have indicated a lot of things happening and you just felt the stress, you didn't get to study, and you had, somebody put this in front of you, so you took it. But we have resources in place for you, even in those situations. So you're stressed, you realize you can't study, you're going through it. You have the counselors, we have the student development officers. You can come to these services and we can put things in place. Okay, you're not prepped for the exam, we could put something in place in that, or we can get you help, right? We have we have the peer tutoring system right now, which can help you in certain courses. We have peer tutors. We have these resources in place to help. Okay. We have what we call a dry campus to some extent. So there are no drugs and alcohol on the campus except for approved UTT events. I have to put that in now so that I believe the last two sports days, the student guild would have gotten approval from the president to allow alcohol within a certain parameter. But other than that, drugs and alcohol are not allowed on the university campuses. It is a smoke-free environment. There should be no gambling. All right. In classroom, you see, in the classes, in exam situations, laboratory, there are restrictions to the use of your cell phones. And I know we have students in here who would have been, and students on our live stream who would be using labs, who would be in situations where cell phones are completely prohibited. If you step in there and the lab techs or your lecturers decide their classroom is a no cell phone classroom, please adhere to those rules. All right. A dress code. Yes, there is a dress code. You have to be appropriately dressed. We have no slippers. We have students that are always testing these things. So we will walk around the campus and it'll be like, sir, especially the males, not so much the females. Males tend to test us with the slippers thing. All right. We try to keep your dress code appropriate and respectful. Remember, you're not in an environment where you're in a school uniform anymore or you have a work uniform, so that be appropriate. Let your groom be something that's acceptable. Now, I am very, how to put this? When it comes to what we consider well-groomed, especially for here, it's a 50-50 for me, and that's a personal thing, but I think it's subjective to some extent. But at the same time, you have to ensure that it doesn't disrespect anybody wearing clothing that may do such, or it disrespects anybody's personal belief, like religion and otherwise. Alex, your hand is up.
Hi, Miss, I have a question. It's Alexis.
Alexis, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Could we wear Crocs?
Yeah, you should be fine with Crocs. Of course, please note in certain environments like labs and otherwise, they may have restrictions, and you have to adhere to those once they're given to you. Any but other questions on dress and appearance?
Yeah, I have a question. What about Birkenstocks? That not really similar to Crocs, but it's like two straps on your foot.
I don't know what that is. Is it like a slippers? Or more
Yeah,
like a
but not it. It's real. It's not usual, but I just asked it because I'll have to go to the gym because I'm in the track and field club team, right? I'll be in the gym most
right?
of the time. So
And what campus you'll be attending? San Fernando?
yeah.
Right. So at the San Fernando campus, we have a little bit of a with some of these things, and that's simply because of this issue with sports students. So we understand that they're depending on what you're doing and what you're on campus for. You meet. That's why I said we're gonna have the lockers. We're working on getting them set up so that you could have where you can change and you can dress if you're going into a class. We've had the situation of you walk into a class after you do a practical something and your attire is for what you just did, and some lecturers don't appreciate it. So it's a bit of a ticklish situation where these sports students, but it's one of those things that you play by ear. But as long as it's not a slippers, like we ain't wearing no no rubber slippers coming on campus, because it's a health and safety issue as well. All right, you slip and you slide somewhere, it becomes the responsibility of the university. All right. So lots of questions. We touch on nerve here with dress. Darian.
Hi, any rules for colored hair?
No.
Okay,
Jeremy.
thank you.
Yes, mine is not directly on the dress, but it's kind of related to that. When it comes to like, I wanted to know if there's a recommendation because like so I'm going John D. I'm not exactly sure what the temperature is going to be like there, but are most classes gonna have
AC.
air conditioning or is it more, like
Yes, AC.
warmer AC? Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's good to know. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want
So
to
you
come
might want to have
overdressed.
your little sweater and something to for when you
Okay,
go
good,
into
yeah.
the classroom. You get
Nice, because
AC
that's what I
in
was thinking.
most of them, I believe. Yes. Most of
All
them,
right,
yeah.
cool. Nice.
Well, for all of those that I have visited in John D, they has been AC. Shamila, your hand is up.
Is open-toed sandals
Yeah, that's
okay?
fine. That's fine. Again, if you're going to a lab and so forth, they will give you instructions otherwise, which is understandable because you would have to use HSC procedures.
Okay, thank you.
Elizabeth?
Hi, good morning. So my question is based on the locks, right? Because you're touching on appearance. So I want to know if butterfly locks and whatnot is
Oh, no,
acceptable.
no, 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 no. Here, and that's why I said some things are subjective. And that's why I said I'm 50-50 because your hair is your hair. So, no. No, 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 no. We're more looking at your tie. I mean, if you're wearing a completely your pants short where I'm seeing all the beautiful shapes and everything that God bless you with it, that show that it hanging, that kind of thing. So no, your hairstyle is a subjective thing. Going to make sure I don't miss Ellery. Ellery?
Hi, good morning. I would like to know if piercings are allowed or do we have to remove them?
No. Not for your regular class, but again, depending on what you're studying and if you're to some type of practicum, they may require that you. All right, Sophia.
I was wondering if the university has like polo jerseys.
They normally do. I am not sure what is available at the stores right now. But that is something I can find out. And in one of our other sessions, hopefully you are on Sophia, please remind me and I will answer that question as to what they have available, if they do, and how you can access it.
Okay, thank you.
Right? So that's homework for me. Haley or Harley?
Hi, Miss Monet. Before you mentioned about school uniforms, right? But I got an email stating that we have, well, not have to, but in terms of purchasing shirts, is it mandatory to wear the school shirts for classes every day?
This is Camden.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Okay.
their setup for Camden.
Okay, no problem.
Antonio?
Yes, good morning. Considering the gym wear, right? For students like who not doing gym, is it okay if we wear like track clothes to come to class, or that will be a problem as well?
That's those things. Okay, so let me go. I started to put out here for you to see the ideas or the examples of what we consider the inappropriate attire. All right. So I mean backless, transparent, revealing clothes. You wear your track pants, that's fine. Of course, no hats and durags in the classroom. No, I've had situations, especially where the hats and the durags are concerned in physical classes, where I went to this lecturer class and he didn't say nothing, but this one have an issue, and why he have an issue, he's at right to have an issue. So if you get away with it in one, right, that doesn't mean that you are entitled to get away with it with the other. Some lecturers uphold the rules more than some. So you're gonna have to respect it, right? Make sure your clothing not vulgar, it's not derogatory, as I mentioned before. Pictures, slogan, slang. So nothing that disrespect another race, another religion. All right. Nothing that's sexually offensive. As I indicated before, the pum shorts, right? We don't need to see things hanging out or popping out anywhere. That is being respectful to yourself as well as your team, your fellow classmates. So I want to just take a brief moment to look at the chat. Matthias, yes, there is chess. Someone mentioned about their IDs and uploading their photos. I think even if you didn't get to do that, they will have the opportunity to come in and take photos. But so that should happen. Please don't quote me, but that's how it was done last year. I answer the color part. Of course, I think everything in moderation, but yes, the color. For the part-time person, yes, most of your exams will be in person. So you definitely need your ID like everyone else. Yes, Christopher. You can wear your durag, but the durag is not in class, all right? So, like I said, you may go in one class and get through, and you may go in another and wouldn't get through. So, I am invested in the waves too, right? So, I want the waves to stay. But let's just put that 2 hours in class, the waves will have to be gone. If you're wearing leggings, I suggest that you make sure that it's not transparent and you probably wear something long enough. All right. Quickly trying to go through some of your questions here. I think jewelry is in moderation as well. It is. All right. If you have an idea already from doing a previous program, you should be fine because your numbers should remain the same unless you're going through a name change. Right. Petal, quickly before I move on.
Hi, Miss. Good morning.
Mhm.
Hello?
Yes,
Are you hearing me?
yes, I am.
I wanted to find out about printing stuff of UTT likeness on jerseys or cups or anything like that. Is that allowed?
No. Well,
No.
you have to, so once you're using the UTT logo, there are some patent issues in respect to the size and what you print. Where we go through it as well with corporate communication. So I want to say you have to have a conversation with our corporate communications unit to be clear on what you're allowed to use and which one or in what format you're allowed to use it. I don't have all the details. What I can do, Petal, is take a note of that.
Yes.
That
Miss, I'm
can
a
be
small business owner as well. So I does like printing and stuff. So I just wanted to know so I would know exactly what I could do from
well,
what I could do.
Petal, send me your information You have don't send it in the chat. Send it to my email.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
As well as the business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that I can follow up with that because we also procure things for printing.
All right.
So that send me your information in email.
All right, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Lisa, and then I'll take Chinika. Hope I said that correct, and then we'll move on.
Hi, good morning. I just wanted to find out, as a part-time student, is it necessary to come into campus at any time?
That depends on your program.
Okay, so I should contact my the person that I normally liaise with. I think it's Miss Martin, Miss Arthur.
Yeah. So your program persons will let you know exactly how your class is running, but for most of them, it's I think they still function. And for those of the part-time persons in here, it's some courses, because it depends on the course, are still at 60/40, so that some of your classes may be online and some will be in person. So 60 being online, 60% online and 40% in person. So you may have to come to class about 4 to 5 times for the semester. And yes, your exams are on campus. All right. I think was it Chinika?
Yes, Miss. Pleasant good day, Miss. I wanted to know if the campuses will have merches like sweaters, etc. on campus.
Right. So you want some boots. So to everyone here, it's just like I think somebody asked me before, I will find out what UTT merch available, or not just UTT, but we also have campus merch. So we have different, and when the student guild session on Wednesday, they will let you know about each campus and the mascot on each campus. So you can get a campus merch or a UTT merch. So for instance, if you're attending John Dee's John Dee Nights, if you're at Point Lisa's, it's Point Lisa's Giants. If you at Camden, it's Camden Eagles. So they have the Eagle and Camden, and it's different colors. So you'll get more into that fun side of things. But I will find out about the merch, especially from UTT and the sweaters. Yeah?
Excuse me,
That
miss,
helps.
I have one more
Go ahead.
question. I know you're past the shuttle service topic
Mhm.
already, but I wanted to know if it had one by Tamana. I know you said it had before compared to
No,
it.
so there's no shuttle service at the moment. We are working, and Tamala is one of those top of the list campus that we were working on because we know it's not very accessible. All
Okay,
right.
so it had one before.
No.
Maybe-
Tamana, remember Tamana is relative, one of those, it's a new campus. Which would have started during or after COVID, within that time frame. Right? So that, like I said, the shuttle service existed prior to COVID. And since we came back, it was mostly online, and then we started coming back to the 60/40 with face-to-face, and now we have, a lot of them back to face-to-face. So we have students on coming into the campuses now, so that now that topic is back on the table.
Oh, okay. Thank you, miss.
Okay. All right. So quickly, Shamila, and so we could wrap up quickly.
This is not pertaining dress code, but as I just run my mind, I say I'll ask it before I forget. I saw for most of my classes that, well, I have 5 classes, but only 2 hours are accepted to. So I was wondering if it's that with the lecturers and the change lecturers that they don't get through in a certain class, or you'll just wait and later on maybe they'll accept. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay, so for some programs, I know they have like grouped, so that if you was in group 1, these courses was available. If you was in group 2, these courses were available. And then in others, they do have to increase capacity for that to happen. So if you're having issues, you have to message your program person.
Okay.
It varies with programs what you'll have to do.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So please message them. Question if there's a gym in EKIAF. I believe so. Yes. For those of you who don't know whether you're going to Point Lisa or Tamana campus, I'm assuming these are B.Ed students. Please contact your program person. In your case, it's Renee Brown or Chantal Sweeney, because I'm seeing a couple of those messages here. Yes, my understanding with Camden is that you have to wear the shirt at all times as a student. When we will meet your lecturers and you get your course timetable, all program heads is responsible for contacting their new students and having their program first orientation session, so that you look out for an email from your program persons to get details on your program, your courses, the outline, all of that. All right. Any issues where gate is concerned or finance, we have a finance session, I believe, on Wednesday as well. Let me make sure because I keep saying that. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the correct date for finance. No, so yes, finance is on Wednesday morning. So gate, with TT finance issues, and as we have Mr. Morse here, who will probably give you some guidance on that, who is coming up shortly. All right. So I think I've answered them all. Any questions for me? Continuing, please message me. I will try my best to answer them all. I try my best to respond to emails. So you can email me and I will respond to your emails. All right. I don't want to stick too long. I am not sure if we have, I want to move from us to disabilities and then to Jesse. So my email, somebody's asking for my email. I'm going to put it in the chat. So I'm not sure, Colleen or Nicole, are you all in?
Hi, good morning. Sorry. Yes,
Still
Avala.
great. So quickly, guys, you're gonna hear from the disability persons and then Ms. Jessie Moss from Financial Aid, which will be information you all need as well. All right. On to you, Nicole.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to UTT, the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I am going to be very brief. The disability services at the university provides reasonable accommodations and support for students who may know or may not know that they have a disability. And why I say that is that a lot of times we have a lot of referrals from lecturers, and the lecturer may suspect that you have a disability. Some of you may have already indicated on your form that you have a disability. And some of you may not. When you start your school and you begin to recognize that you're having issues in coping with the work and coping with the assignments and that sort of thing, your lecturer may refer you to us. And this is where the disability services come in. We provide, as I keep saying the word, reasonable accommodations. So you cannot be failing your course because you're not applying yourself, you're not applying enough time, you're not studying, and then come and say, well, miss, I'm having a problem, may have a disability. It doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. We are going to have to ask you to be assessed. Now, that assessment isn't always very cheap. So if you know that you're failing your course because you're simply not applying yourself, then we send you to do this course, do this assessment to get our services, because you have to qualify for our services. All right. So some of you may or may not already know you have a learning disability. Some of you may be on the spectrum. Some of you may have dyslexic. Some of you may have, we do not consider stuttering. So if you stutter, you don't qualify for our services. If you wear glasses, you do not qualify for our services. You must be deemed legally blind, meaning that you have lost vision, and therefore you have been certified as legally blind, and then you may qualify for our services. While you're at the university, so that is why upon you coming in. Now, do not wait. What we have is that we have students that wait because they don't want to come in for these services. They're not sure. They're not sure what we do. And therefore, they don't want to stand out in their classes. They don't want to be thing with the front. But that's not what we do, right? How we operate, it's on a strict confidentiality basis. It's on a strict as a needs basis. It is going to be like that. We do not inform the lecturer of your disability. So if you do have a disability, we of course have to get that verified. We have to get that certified. Once that comes to us, we then inform your lecturer, these are the accommodations that we are requesting. These are the accommodations that have been recommended by your service provider for you. It may look something like extra time for your exams, for your assignments. It may look at something as getting someone that may do note-taking for you in the classroom if you have a dexterity problem. It may look like something like if you're having issues processing your work in the classroom, then we would be the one that will come in and assist you in that, perhaps do a peer tutoring. There are a number of different, as I said, we don't have a one-size-fits-all. It is as the student needs is. Now, there's another thing that happens. Sometimes while you're at campus and you've already started, you're good, you're fine. You may, because you might be doing sports, you may have an injury. You may have a temporary injury. You may break your foot. You may be in an accident. You can't write. These are the times when we would come in. You must notify us. You must come to us and say, Miss, I was in an accident and I can't write, but I have an exam coming up. So we help make provisions, reasonable accommodations for that. As I said, you may have damaged your your feet in the accident, we come in and we perhaps may request things like your classes be moved to the ground level if you have to be on campus. They're different, as I said, the accommodations is wide, yet reasonable. So we're not going to provide you with a CNI dog. We're not going to provide you with a service animal. We're not going to provide you with a comfort toy. We're not going to do those things. That's not what we do. You're at the university. But the Disability Services is here to provide support. We do things like sign language interpreting in your classroom. So we are here, as I say, to accommodate you while you're on the campuses, while you're at university, and that sort of thing. You may, as I said, some people, what we have coming to us is a lot of lecturers are referring students to us because some students don't even recognize that they do have a disability. This is university, and there's a lot of things that's going to be coming at you quick, fast, assignments and all sorts of things. And it's then you recognize, I'm not able to process the work. I'm not able to focus the way I would normally focus when I was in secondary school. So we are going to be able to provide, when we meet with you, we do an assessment of you, we do an intake. Once you meet all of the requirements that we need, then you are provided with the services. It is a free service on our part, but it's not a free service when you have to go and get a test. We try to give, well, when Jesse comes in, he would speak about, Mr. Moss coming, he would speak about the financial aid aspect. And those are some of the, those are some of the things that Disability Services did. So if you did indicate on your form that you have a disability, you may or may not be contacted by the Disability Services. If you did do it on your form and you don't see us contacting you, please send us an email and we will contact you and go from there with the process that has to take place. I believe, Avalon, I think that's it for me. Cutting it in a nutshell. I am very brief because I have students that are waiting for me to go in to do some stuff with. Any questions based on what it is I just shared? I didn't even put up my PowerPoint because I literally have to run into another session.
So we have no questions for Miss Maloney. Again, please note there are disabilities that you might be unaware of, like dyslexia and these things, which are considered learning disabilities. So it's important to note these as well. So you can, I think she gave her information. We have, okay, one raised hand, Artie.
Hi, Miss. Can you send your email in chat, please?
Sure, no
This is
problem.
Miss Maloney. Okay.
No problem.
All right. So maybe if I know some of you may not want to openly speak here, we understand. So Miss Maloney will put her email in the chat so that you can message or email her in respect to any questions if you're unsure that you have some type of disability. All right.
Avalon, before I go, it's important, students, that I know that as Avalon would have said, some of you may not want to indicate, you may not want to speak with us now, but please reach out to us. Do not wait until you are failing your courses, because by then you would mean that you have to pay. Remember, you're getting GATE, and GATE is not what it used to be before. And you have to pay per credit. And when you have one course that has 3 credits, and you have to pay $400 or $500 per credit, that's $1,500 a course. And you fail 3 courses, and those courses might be a prerequisite to go on to your second year, and that sort of thing. So it is really, do not wait until you think, until you're failing, until the end of the semester and you're on academic watch or on academic probation and all of that, and then to have to reach to us in the long run. Once you recognize you're having a struggle, once you recognize you're having an issue, reach out to either Ms. Gishard, reach out to myself, reach out to a member of the Student Support Services, and we would be able to direct you. Situations happen during the course of your semester, during the course of your stay. You have death within your family, you have all sorts of things that would affect your ability to perform in the classroom. And once you recognize that you're struggling, reach out, because you have disabilities, you have counseling, you have other areas of the student support services that will be able to direct you to weigh and assist you so that you don't have to drop out. The idea is not for you to drop out. The idea is for you to move from entry into matriculation where you can graduate and things. So that's it. So I'll put my email address and you can email me with any questions you may or may not have, any concerns. Avalon, over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nicole. And I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. Let me check. So Nicole, I don't know if you're run away already, but there's a question here. If there's any, she left already?
No, I'm here, Avalon, sorry.
So I'm looking at the live, sorry, because we are live on YouTube as well. So I'm trying to manage the chats in the live. Someone asks if there's a way that a legally blind student will be able to get a tour of the campus.
If a legally blind student will be able to get a tour of the campus?
Of their campus.
Yeah, we would have to make arrangement for that, but you definitely will have to let me know what campus, and it's something we're gonna have to put in place for you.
Okay. Just checking through. Yeah, somebody say, oh, she's watching it. Yes, I am looking at the YouTube chat as well for those of you on YouTube. Okay, so that's the only question I'm seeing
Okay,
here
no
for you.
problem.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, Nicole. I know you have students to run and attend to. All right, guys. So any questions? Anything else so we can move on? Let me put you on now to our financial aid person, Mr. Jesse Morse. So we're moving quickly into Jesse. Are you here? Yes, I
Yes,
saw you
Avalon, I'm
earlier.
here.
Great. So let's welcome Mr. Jesse Morse, and I'll be handing over to you.
Thank you, Avalon. Good afternoon. I still know it's still morning. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I know you all would have had a packed morning session thus far, so I am not going to bore you anymore longer, but I'm going to try to make sure that I give you the right amount of information that you need to get, because what I'm going to say is crucial, and I just beg your indulgence and attention for about at least 15 minutes as I share my presentation. Right, let me know when you're seeing my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, great.
sir.
Thank you. So as Avlon would have indicated, I am Jesse Moss, and I am the lead of the Student Financial Aid Office. I do have some other staff members here with me this morning. I hope they were able to log on. Just to give you the name briefly, Ms. Kavina Mangal, and she's based at the Pondisas campus, and Daniil Remy, she's at the San Fernando campus, and I also get some support from Ms. Judy Baharo. She's at the Pondisas campus as well. So the Financial Aid Office is basically responsible for advising students, new, returning, and even outgoing students about their financial obligations and financial responsibility at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. We do this by making sure that we create an environment where students have the right amount of information to assist them while they navigate the university life. And so this morning, I'm going to identify the different areas of financial support and financial advising that we provide for our student population. And this is for both undergraduate and postgraduate students, full-time and part-time students. So I'm going to focus basically this morning on 3 different areas. I'm going to also discuss one other area that is not identified on the slide, but I will get to that later on. So we GATE help on undergraduate student financial aid. Now, most of you, I assume and hope that you would have filled out your GATE application. Now, what is GATE? GATE is the Government Assistance for Tuition Expenses Program. If you have not filled out that application as yet, I would advise that you do so urgently, immediately, and to take advantage of the opportunity provided to you by the government to access tuition support for your tuition fees. Now, as most of you all might be aware, but I'm still going to explain it to you again. Who qualify for GATES? Any household income, any person who have an household income of less than 10,000 per month is eligible for 100% GATE funding. Now, in the past, this was only permitted for one undergraduate program. The government in 2022 would have extended that offering to 2 undergraduate programs. So if you would have done a diploma in mechanical engineering and you got GATE, you now have the opportunity to apply for GATE funding for a degree program. You cannot apply for funding for a program less than what you would have pursued before. So in other words, you cannot apply for another diploma program or for a certificate program. If your household income is more than $10,000 but less than $3,000, you get 75% funding. And if it is your household income is more than $3,000, you still get some form of assistance, but you only get 50% funding. I want to make a plug here because we do have a lot of students who indicate that they only receive 50% GATE funding, but their income is less than 10%. And that would be mainly because either you did not complete your GATE application form or you did not submit all of the documents that was required for the means test to be effectively and efficiently be executed. So I hope at this stage most of you might have already known what your GATE status is. If you don't know, what I will do, Avlan, I believe student accounts supposed to be sometime this week. They're supposed to be speaking with you all sometime this week. They will be able to advise.
Yes,
If
they
not,
will be Wednesday morning, Jesse.
okay, great. I will still leave my email address in the chat, where I could assist, where I could try and find that information out for you.
Jesse, are you taking questions as you go along or at the end? Because I see your hand is up.
Okay, we could.
Aria?
Hi, good morning. I didn't fully catch what you said about the GATE program being accessible. Is it, you said 2 undergraduate programs for
Yeah.
GATE? 2? Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Yes, so what documents are needed is listed there. You could also get this information on the Ministry of Education website. These documents are needed so that the GATE, the Funds and Grant Department at the Ministry of Education will have all the relevant information and documents they need to conduct the means test and to assess you properly before they can make an assessment, proper assessment, and identify how much you qualify for. I would advise that you please always check your email. Sometimes those emails go to your junk because they are always sending you emails to ask for further information or further clarification on the documents that you would have sent or did not send. Right? Alright, I indicated before you could check the Ministry of Education website. To get your GATE number, you have to go to the TT Connect website. The process is very simple, very easy. And if you still need questions or support, there's the student accounts department, or we're here to assist you as well. But the steps are fairly straightforward, and I hope you have already done that process already. Now, the higher education loan program. Now, this program is not too familiar with a lot of students, and I'm saying that because I've been talking to a lot of students and they're still not aware of it. Now, this is a program under the Ministry of Education as well. The Funding and Grants Administration Division is responsible for this. And what this does, this also provides an avenue or pathway for students who need support with their funding or the tuition fees, or what we call the cost of attendance. That's transportation, food support, anything to assist you in your journey and the academic journey here at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the GATE program offers a loan for up to $35,000 maximum for any program that you're doing here at the university. For regional students, they get up to $75,000. Now, for instance, if it is you would have applied for GATE and you only receive, let's say, 75% GATE, that means you have to fund the remaining 25% by yourself. The higher education loan program is an opportunity or option for you to fund that 25%. Right? What this does, it gives you an opportunity to access this funding, and you won't have to pay any of the installments until you complete your program of study at the university. So if you're doing a Bachelor of Education program or a degree and it's 3 years, 4 years, you don't have to pay back that loan until after you complete your degree and 6 months after you receive your certificate. So that's 4 years and 6 months in most cases, right? It's a very generous opportunity, and I always encourage students to take advantage of it. The interest rate, I believe, is only 3%, and to make the application, you have to go through any of the 4 commercial banks in Trinidad and Tobago, right? So the Ministry of Education is who is responsible for approving. The process takes probably 6 to 8 weeks. So this is an option available to you as well. As I indicated, it is for full-time students. The loan is serviced by the government during the period of study. I indicated before, 6 months after your final exam is when you would start to make up payments installments. If it is you need a copy of the application form, you can let me know. I can get a copy to you. Right? If you are a part-time student, as I order, if it is a part-time student, you will be required to start making installment payments immediately because you're working. So we are under the assumption that you can make your payments on a monthly basis. Right, as I indicated before, you can apply to any of the 4 commercial banks. Right, if it is you need a copy of the application or the criteria, I can send that to you as well. Right, so another option available to our students is what we call it UTT tuition payment plan. Now, what that does, it allows you to make payment in installments for your current tuition fees. So if it is I indicated before, you have 75% GATE, you have to fund the 25% yourself. If you choose not to go the option of the help loan to fund that 25%, you have the option of the payment plan. The payment plan allows you to make payments in 3 installments per semester. In other words, every month. You have to make an application for the payment plan, and there's an administrative fee of $75. Right? I can also put information on the user guidance to how to make that application for the payment plan in the chat. so you could be guided accordingly. So this is another option for those who may not have all the funds up front. This is an option available to you to make your payment for your current tuition fees in installments. Next, we have what we call the Undergraduate Student Financial Aid Fund. And this fund was set up by the university to help students in financial need, right? And it is managed by the Undergraduate Student Financial Aid Committee. And that committee reports to the Office of the Vice President of Research and Academics and Student Services, otherwise known as VPRSA. Right? The fund is receive donations from staff pledge. The student guild has been making generous contributions to the fund. We receive donation from students as well. We do fundraisers. You'll be hearing a lot more about different fundraisers in the upcoming months. And we also receive donations from corporate Trinidad and Tobago. So who can apply for financial aid? Any undergraduate student can apply, whether full-time or part-time. What can you apply for? You can apply for tuition, you could apply for food support, accommodation, utilities, personal care, books and supplies, any cost associated with your stay here at the university, you can apply for. If it is, you also need support with equipment, you can make an application there as well. We also have what we call a laptop loaner program. If it is you need a laptop loaned, you can make an application to the financial aid office for that as well. The application link, it is online. It's on the student portal. If needed, I can also put the link in the chat as well, if it is you're interested in learning more about that. Now, there are two types of financial aid. We have called merit-based and needs-based. You must be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago in order to qualify. You must be registered for any undergraduate program. And of course, you must complete the application form and submit the required documents. Now, the form itself is not cumbersome. And usually, we supporting documents you might require. For instance, if it is you're applying for accommodation, you might ask for a copy of a rental agreement or something like that. If it is you're making an application for utilities, you need to request a copy of your utility bills, whether it be a light bill or a digital bill or so on, example. Right.
Jesse, you have a few hands up.
Okay, go ahead.
Petal.
Hi, morning, sir.
Yes, hi.
Hi. With regards to the gate application, I've gotten my gate assessment back and it was approved, but I have to go in and sign it in person. Would we be allowed time to go in and sign it in person this week? Because I see it is from today and it said ongoing. But I don't know how long. They didn't give an exact date on how long it would be on that particular campus, which is Tamina campus.
Tamina.
Yeah.
In the past, we usually give a deadline. And what they usually do is that in the past they moved to different campuses.
Right.
Or you have the option of going to the Point Research campus where the student accounts department is. But I have to find out what's the deadline.
Because I know they said we couldn't miss any of the sessions, but I don't want to miss out signing it in person and then I have to, pay the tuition, especially for this first term.
Yeah.
That chance.
I know
So
for sure it's not. I know the deadline is not this week. For sure.
It won't be this week.
Yeah, it won't be this week.
All right. All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
No problem.
Jessica.
Hello, good day. I just wanted to know, like, besides the online payment portal, where else can we like pay like for like 75 centimes?
Where else can you?
Pay it like, do we have to go in on campus or like do you have to pay it in like
No,
if it's
it's
in
online. All of our payments are online. You have bank deposit, or you can pay via the student portal, or you could pay via credit card, or you could pay via debit card. Well, it's online, or you could go into the
so
bank and make the payment.
okay.
Yeah.
There is an online, there's a question in the chat. If I have gate funding and I decide to take a year leave of absence, would I be able to continue the program with gate when I return?
Once you fill out the leave of absence form and you follow the leave of absence process properly with the university, then we won't bill you for that period that you took leave. What we've had happening in the past is that students were taking leave and not following through the process properly, and then they end up being billed as if they were there, right? So yes, you can take leave of absence. Just follow the process properly so that the university won't bill you for that period while you're on leave. And once you return, once you're above 2.0 CGPA, you can make an application for GATE.
Okay, Janelle? Janelle, if you're speaking, we're not hearing you. Okay,
That's it?
Janelle, you may have to put that
You're
question
hearing me?
in. Okay, I'm hearing now.
Hi, so I'm self-funded. I tried paying online, but I wasn't getting through, so I ended up paying late. I paid the 75 cents tuition payment plan fee, and I also paid first month installment. And I only got back information stating that the first payment was received, but I didn't get any information on the payment plan.
Okay. Well, just you have to send me an email. I have to look into that's the student accounts department responsibility.
So that's something they could address on Wednesday.
Yeah, but if it is that
So
you made the $75 payment and your first installment, and you receive a receipt, then you're good to go. But you're correct. You should have received some kind of email or confirmation of your registration to the plan.
I think after they process the service, you have to fill out another form. So I'm waiting for the confirmation to fill out the other form.
Yeah. Okay. Send me. I've learned. I'll put my email in the chat, and you could send me an email and I'll look into it for you. But that's really the student accounts department.
yeah. All right. So quickly, Aria.
Hi, yes, sir. Well, you're gonna send an email because according to what you're saying, I need to query my gate percentage, but my deadline is Tuesday. So if well, I'll email you if you could just give me some guidance on that.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, great. Christian.
Yeah, hi, so good morning. So yeah, I actually have applied for GATE and it's currently pending and the status I'm awaiting with regards to receiving confirmation for the acceptance. That is applied 3 weeks
When
ago.
you made the application.
3 weeks ago, around
Okay.
that time.
Okay.
So but how long does it take is what I'm asking, because at least it's close with regards to the starting or the beginning of classes, which is on the 23rd. So how do I go about it in terms of classes?
Well, let's hope this before.
No response as yet.
Yeah, you should get a response soon, but they're usually efficient once you make the application on time. But you said 3 weeks ago, so let's give or take. You
Right.
should get
So
a response soon.
Okay, so let's continue to look out for the email.
Yeah, just keep looking. Look in your junk. Keep looking in your inbox, because sometimes it goes to the junk.
Yeah.
I've been looking at it. Thanks much.
No.
And that's an important note to all students here. Please check your junk as well for emails. Some things go there. Saif, I hope I said that correct.
Hi, yes, good morning. So I'm 100% self-funding my program, right? But when I go to fill out the application form for the payment plan, I am not the only options I get is like 50% gate, 50% self-funding, or 75% that way. So what to do in the form to fill out when they ask for why am I requiring a payment plan?
Okay, so you're 100% self-funded, but you're not seeing the option in the application for 100% self-funding. That what you're saying? You're only seeing 75, 50,
Yes,
25.
correct.
You have to send me an email. I have to look into that. I will put my email in the I've only could put it because I don't have on the screen now, so I don't have access to the chat. But I'll put it in, or I've could put it in for me, and you could just send me an email.
Okay.
Yeah, can I go ahead? Or
I think that was it, right? Stefan, you went?
Hello, hear me?
Yes.
In terms of the percentage for the gates, are you supposed to get an email for the percentage, or you will get the information?
Yeah, you're supposed to
You log
receive.
into the sites.
You mean that's confirmation, yeah?
So how is that supposed to come? In an email or?
Yeah, in an email.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Right.
So I will place the email, Jesse. You can continue, and there's a student on the live, Crystal Brooks. You can please email me, Crystal. Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah. Okay. No problem, guys. So what governs the award of financial aid? Well, I'm sure you would have gotten a chance to read this slide while I was answering this question, but we try to be very fair, very efficient, because we understand the importance of what it is we do. And we promote fairness, we promote equality, and commitment to making sure that the right students get the right award. The process usually takes probably less than 3 weeks from application to award, and we try our very best to meet and review all the applications we receive. There are award limits. The limit is set by the committee, and it is based on the funding available at that point in time. Right, I said basically it takes about 2 to 3 weeks from application to award. I will also put a copy of the application link in the chat. You can only apply once for academic year, and that is because we do have limiting funding. If that changes in the distant future, then we can change that stance. But for now, you can apply once per academic year. But I would say there are other opportunities for support other than the undergraduate financial aid fund, and that is the scholarships and bursaries. We do have a scholarship fund, and that is manned by the scholarship committee. And it is based on different types of scholarships available at the university. You will get more information about the different types of scholarships and bursaries as the semester proceeds. Usually these are merit based, and in most cases you will have to have a certain type of GPA to access the criteria. Most likely, most cases is 3.0 and above. So I encourage you all to work hard. We also pay a lot of attention to co-curricular activities. So if you're involved in clubs, if you're involved in sports, civic engagements, we look at those aspects when we are selecting scholarships for students and bursaries. A matter of fact, we have one open from now from the First Citizens Bank. We recently closed off one from the Student Guild that was close to 7 or 8 different scholarships. And there's categories, and each category had about like 5 or 10 different scholarships. There's just close to about 50 something scholarships available in that particular scholarship. So you'll be hearing more about it as the semester progresses. And that's one aspect of it. Bursaries as well. Bursaries tend to be focused on a small amount of aid, and in some cases it will be for merit, in some cases it will be for needs as needs based. And we have what we call debt payment plans. So this is not necessarily geared for you because you're new students, but I'm saying this to you because I don't want you to have to end up reaching this stage where we have to apply for a payment plan for past tuition fees. Now, the debt payment plan is a payment plan for students who have outstanding tuition fee balance for the university. And once you have an outstanding tuition fee at the end of the semester, a ER hold, or what you call an account receivable hold, will be placed on your account, and you wouldn't be able to write exams, you won't be able to register for the next semester and so on until you pay off that tuition fee. Now, the debt payment plan is an option available. So we're trying to see how best we can create another path for those students who have really find themselves in a financial bind and unable to pay all of the tuition fees, past tuition fees upfront. That's a payment plan available to you, but this particular payment plan is approved by the president of the university. If it is above $10,000, the president approves it. If it is below, the vice president of research, academics, and student affairs approves it. There are other avenues, financial aid. We're going to be doing student employment programs. We'll be doing some mentorship programs. We're going to be doing some financial advising courses and so on. But those are the basic areas that I really wanted to present to you all today. I hope it was informative. I hope the information will be used to your benefit. And at this stage, Avalon, I will close off my presentation and invite any questions. Avalon?
Yeah, I'm here. You have a hand up, Janelle.
Tuition payment plan, because I was unable to do the payment online, the electronic bank transfer, and to go to the bank, I had paid the fee on the second. Would I still be charged at late fee? Because it wasn't my fault.
You paid it when?
On the 2nd of September. Because I was trying to do it online, but they kept asking for a name for the account.
Oh, so you want to know if you'll be paid, if you have to pay a late fee?
Yeah, because of me having to pay it on the second, I had to wait for the bank to open on the second, and I had a payment on
I
the
will have
last
to.
month.
I have to
So
find out. I'm not sure if they're hard and fast, that hard and fast with 1 day. But I will have to find out. I don't have the answer to that question.
Okay. Jesse, there's a question in the chat from someone asking if you sent your acceptance email instead of your acceptance letter, how does that affect your GATE? This is GATE's registration. So
repeat that question, Avalon.
So I'm guessing some students would have sent their acceptance email, not their acceptance letter on their GATE application. And they can't correct it. Is it that they can't correct it? And they haven't gotten back any response from GATE.
Yeah,
What
you're
do they
supposed
do?
to send the acceptance letter. You can still send it. Email it to them. Let them send me an email to Avalon, and student accounts as well will be here on Wednesday. This will be able to assist and deal with that. But you're really supposed to send a letter.
Okay. So Chanel,
Yes, hi, morning. I just wanted to know if it is that, yeah, if it is that you filled out the gate application and you haven't gotten a response, um, would that prevent me from going forward with my courses and stuff?
What if it is you're registered, right? So you'll be able
Yes,
to do
I
your
did.
courses. But what will happen if when it's time to do exams and we realize no payment, or we have nothing from gate, then you'll have a problem there. But the point is, if it is you send something to gate, they always respond.
Okay,
They
well, I
always
haven't
respond.
gotten a response yet because it was only last week. I
Yeah,
did
well,
the,
it's only
yeah,
last week, so yeah. So you have time.
but
They will respond.
other than that, I am doing the part-time. I am doing part-time at GTT. So what I'm asking is, I'm seeing that the courses that I had was like different times. It was like times that not varying with part-time. I'm not sure if that is just how it is and if we have to follow the 5 to 8 schedule for part-time, or if your course is actually supposed to state a time between 5 to 8.
It's supposed to.
Well, mine's not stating that. It's
Well,
stating like
who is the program leader?
Renee, I believe.
Renee Brown?
that's
No,
Renee
Renee
Brown,
Brown is not the program leader. She's the
program officer.
program officer. So talk to Rennie or send Rennie an email
I already
because
emailed her and Chantal and I haven't gotten a response.
okay. Uh so well I will
The
give Rennie a
program leader
shout
is
and tell her
Dr.
to
Constance.
no, Rennie will have to deal
Thank
with
you.
that. Don't think Rennie will deal with it for
Okay, but I did initially sign up for full time and then I sent the email to have it changed to part time. So I'm not sure if my whole student portal when I sign in, if it's still registering
probably.
as full time,
Probably.
right?
You need to send an email to registration support.
Registration support.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's a
Thank
registration issue as
okay.
well, right? So
That
it's
that email would
registration,
be on student
registration
portal?
support. Yeah, it says so registration support at utt.edu. That,
Okay, thank you so much.
no problem. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Jordan.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I signed up for Gate since August the 19th, and I received a Gate receipt application, and I didn't get email stating, like I confirmed. But when I checked the Gate e-service, it's saying clearance approved. So I want to know what that mean.
Clearance approved. You said something about clearance approved?
Yeah. And so when I check the Gate e-service, my
Mm-hmm.
status is stating clearance approved
Right, so that's the status. So you didn't get your means. How long you send the application?
since August the 19th.
August the 19th. And so you haven't received your means. That's
No.
well, send me an email now. Send me an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Elizabeth.
Hi. So what it has happened to me is that I would have signed up for Gate and I can't remember what was the mistake I made. So they would have emailed me back to make the correction and I did. So I received back another email confirming that the correction was made and that was the last I would have get from them. However, I'm now hearing about this percentage email and whatnot some would have received. So I don't know what to do from there. Should I just wait until I receive another email from them, or should I
Yeah,
email them
when you
back?
send it, when you send it,
Since the 24th of August.
24th of August. Well, I guess I can't answer for on the Gate side, but I know they usually respond for all applications received. Right? If it is you have not received it as yet, you have two options. You can call them directly, send them an email, or you can let so a student account is coming meeting with you on Wednesday, and they usually have access to the portal as well. So you could either wait on Wednesday to talk to student accounts, or you can reach out to them as well. But usually you would eventually get an email stating your means status. But if it is you want me to look into it, send me an email as well.
Okay. Kavir?
Hello,
Mm-hmm.
Alain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this has nothing to do with Gate. I was wanting to know. I had my student email given to me, and when I had signed into Outlook to try and change the password, it was not letting me. It said I needed to talk to administration, and when I did contact my program leader, I didn't get an email responding back on it.
This is concerning a student email.
Yeah, student
Yeah.
emails password. That's
Okay,
Nigel.
so yeah, so that's also you can look at registration support, but there is the session tomorrow evening at 1 p.m. will cover registration issues, my portal issues, Canvas issues when it comes to adding classes. We'll have persons here that can assist you and give you a lot more information on that area of things.
All right, thanks.
Okay, great. I have Alexis, is it?
Yes, miss. I just have two questions. One is, how long do it take to get a percentage from Gate if you have do the meal test for like 3 weeks?
Well, this is according to what's happening on their end. Sometimes they have a large amount of applications to review. Well, they have peak times. So when they have peak times, then they will take a little longer. But I can assure you will get a response.
Okay, the other question is, if I have paid for my registration, how can I apply to do my courses? Because when I go onto my portal and I sign in and stuff, they say I'm not able to select my courses.
Right. Is it that you have a balance from either the program with us before?
No, this is the first time.
First time, so a new student. You pay the registration fee and you cannot add your courses?
No, I don't upload the receipt and stuff, but I just say not able to select my courses.
Oh, okay. Send me an email now. Let me look into that because that might be to see what's causing that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Petal, you had a question?
Yes, I did. Hi. I wanted to find out about the enrollment fee.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get some clarification on it? The
$1,200?
enrollment fee, does it cover your badge and any outstanding thing that we might have for our campus?
That's the only cost. Yeah.
It covers your ID, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What other outstanding costs are we
Like
asking?
if we have to pay for like certain things in labs or library or anything like that.
Yeah, so you have things like you will have to pay for if you're doing printing and copies in the library. The breakdown of that fee is Jesse, do you have the full breakdown?
No, not right now. But to answer the question, that covers registration, right?
Yeah.
Any other associated fee that happens during your this semester, if it is your printing, you buy you guys sell labs. I'm not familiar what
We
other
don't really have much
yeah.
cost as a to labs. There's not any additional cost. Labs is part of it, but the registration fee will cover most maintenance things. And the guild fees are part of that as well.
Insurance.
Yeah, the
And that is not
insurance.
covered by gate or anything. That is
No.
strictly for the person, the student that's coming in.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
Narendra.
Hi, good day. One question concerning Gate. So I haven't gotten a response from them yet, and well, the semester starting next week. So do I, without the Gate approval and percentage, do I continue with the semester without having to
Yes.
pay anything?
Yeah. Yeah. You will eventually get feedback from Gate, and is at that stage then you will know how to maneuver yourself. If it is at that stage you receive a 75%, then you'll have to address the 25% balance. Right? And I indicated before there are different ways you could address that. You could pay it up front, you could do a payment plan. And so but the thing is, at this stage, really and truly, it would have been easy if it is you already know your Gate status. I guess it's because maybe you probably know that at a later stage in the process, whatnot. But at really and truly at this stage, you should have known your Gate status. But you don't, so you just have to wait. But you can continue to attend your classes and so on in the meantime.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll take these last two questions here. Joseph Mitchell and then Temple Duncan.
Hello.
Hi.
I confused about the application fee. I didn't see any information about that. We were talking about the application fee and with the credits as well with the classes. I don't understand the credit scores. I don't understand that.
Application fee?
Yeah. And credit score. I don't understand the credit scores either.
Okay, I'm not sure who spoke about credit scores or application fee. I would have mentioned, I think, I'm not sure if it's referring to the registration fee.
Yeah, registration fee and on the list it have scores.
Right, so the registration fee is a compulsory fee that all students have to pay every academic year, right? The fact that you're asking that means that you're not registered as yet. Are you registered? That means no.
Wait, like register and like what way?
In class, do you added your courses, courses you have to do?
Well, like if I had the list for like
Yeah.
what classes, what time?
On the portal, the student portal. You registered in the student portal as yet?
I think so. I remember I went on the student portal to do something. I can't remember what exactly. But I had the timetable and stuff, so that means I signed in.
Right. So if it is, you can only add your courses for classes on the student portal if you pay a registration fee. Right? If it is you have access to it, that means somebody had to pay for you or whatnot. But that part of it, it is compulsory. You have to pay the 1,200 in order to add your courses. Unless you have a outstanding tuition fee balance, then a year hold will be placed on your account, and that means you have to pay that separately. But I don't think that is your case. But
So
you need
wait,
to make it clear to us if it is that you're registered or not. Avalon, I don't know if it is at some stage we could check if it get his student ID because I'm not sure if he's sung and if he's too clear as to what he has to do.
how to know if actually registering or not?
Okay. So what I think though is that he will need to clear that up registrations, but you can email me. I did post my email in the chat so we can clarify whether or not you are registered. But once you pay that fee, and to reach the part where you have reached, I think you have to be registered by now. But registration means you registered university, you have registered for classes. All right?
All right.
Okay. Temple.
Good morning. My question is unrelated to GATE. It's just that in light of the holiday on the following week, that would have been my first day of class. Would I have to attend class on that day as it's a holiday?
That would be a program question. So you will need to clear that up with the program person that sent you your schedules.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think in some cases, some online, if it's an online, sometimes they actually do still have them, but again, it's a program issue. Decola.
Hi, good morning. I have a question regarding adding my courses. So I paid the registration fee using online bank transfer. But when I try to add the courses, they are saying that there is a BR hold.
When you made the payment,
Um, around last week, Friday. Last week, Tuesday. Yeah.
right, you usually take a what out day to hit or on to hit the account. So let's say if you paid Friday, so is either it's Friday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Then yeah, it should be moved by now.
It should be, but if we have a backlog, it may take a little longer.
Yeah, but it should be removed by today. Hopefully, it should have been removed by now.
Okay.
Okay. Nassau.
Yes, hello, today you hear me?
A bit muffled, but continue.
Yes, so my question was basically some information in regards to the early registration payment deadline and the late registration payment deadline. If you won't be able to pay it on the regular registration dates, would you still be able to pay it on the late registration dates?
On the day itself or the day after?
So basically, I would have the money to pay it on the 27th, but that would still be too late for the regular registration dates.
You should be fine. Late registration means that you're registering after classes would have started. So there's a little period after class start that you can still register, but once that cuts off, well,
Yeah, but that cutting off. He's saying.
So
He's
just
saying.
just confirming, I would be able to still pay it on the 27th, hypothetically saying, and
once it's before the late registration ending.
and what was the registration payment dates? The first
I
regular
do not have
dates.
those dates in front of me. You would have gotten that from admissions, who again we have the session with tomorrow afternoon. So I want to encourage everyone, if you have registration questions, Canvas, my portal, any of these type of questions or queries, please join the session on Tuesday afternoon, 1 o'clock, where you will have persons from these units here to assist you. Right?
All right, no problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Chanel?
I made a mistake with raising my hand. Sorry.
No problem. Antoine, and I hope I help me pronounce that.
Yeah,
concerning the same registration, I have pay my registration fee, and so I just got a receipt today. They now email me, and they say that the same thing that the other girl saying that the BR hole was removed, right? So I don't know how soon after I supposed to know um or be able to register for each course, because I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought after you pay the registration fee, well, all that already done. So I don't know. They say to go to my portal, but I don't. When I go there, I'm not seeing anything like concerning that. So
Well, then
I
tomorrow's
suppose to get
session
an
is really
email.
for you. Tomorrow after it's just like make sure I get a front row seat because that session is a guide you through the registration process on my portal or Canvas. You would have supposed to have gotten a timetable. You're supposed to have to add the courses to your. Once it is you don't have any outstanding tuition fees, the AR hole and BR holes would have been listed, and you're supposed to add the courses yourself onto the portal.
Where though? Like where? Because
Where
it's on my portal. As in where do I go to add courses?
your
So that's what
courses,
I
so you should get your time from my portal, and then you have your courses on Canvas. So most times you add them up there, but you have to go through registration on my portal and you add. Sorry, I'm multitasking the online and here. Um, yeah, so you will add it from there. But like I said, the actual experts in this area would be in the session on tomorrow afternoon, which we are not. So when it comes to
Oh,
registration and your classes, they will be able to actually talk you through. So for instance, as a staff, I have no clue what goes on my portal. I don't see that side of the app. So to say that I
okay.
can actually talk you through it, I will not be able to. I can some aspects of Canvas, yes, because we have access to that, but you're getting some help in the chat. They said you can register in the student tab.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your help regardless.
So
Thank
you,
you.
you heard that, right? You go to the student tab and you should be able to get to add your register and add your courses
All right, yeah, I
in
read the
my
chat there.
in my portal. Great. So you're getting some
All right.
help from somebody who will see it from that end. We see one side, which is from our staff. So I will just check in certain things. And then the system from a student side, I've never been a student at UTT, so I can't give that information accurately. But please, if you have these registration issues, please try to make it to the session at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Joseph? Am I missing?
Yeah, I see the thing Ole was talking about with the fee, but is which part are the pay the fee?
Where you have to pay it. So
Yeah,
you
like
either do the bank transfer, so you pay directly to the account and upload the receipts
wait,
when
so
you
I
register.
so we have to pay it through the bank.
Yeah, so you either pay directly at the bank or you can do it online, right? You could do it with your card right there in the portal, or you can do a bank transfer and upload the receipt.
All right.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
student portal, yeah.
on the portal. That's correct. Kali,
There's a video that you can
yes,
look
a
at also.
tutorial as well. Yeah,
Tutorial.
I think it's on the portal.
It's on the portal, yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
there's a tutorial on what to do from registration and from accounts. Kafil Edwards,
Hi, good morning.
is it
So
correct?
to Mr. Joseph, relative to adding your courses and them, right? You have to access your timetable first because when you're adding your courses, it have like numbers, serial numbers and stuff, and the course registration number. So you have to get a timetable first, and then when you get a timetable, you see the days you have the courses, and then you add it. So you go on the student platform, and from there you scroll down and you will see where you can add and drop whatever courses you want to add and drop.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Mr. Joseph, you didn't have your course schedule as yet as well, because if you do, hopefully you have it. If not, then I assumed you already had it. You need to speak with your program officers or program lead for that. And then you add courses. And each course has not necessarily a serial number, but a course code. Right? Candice?
Hi, good morning. So I would have paid my registration on the 19th of August, only to realize last week in the physical orientation that ABR there's a hold on my account. It is fixed by the way, and I have 6 courses for this semester. I added 3, and I'm not seeing the other 3. Is it that the lecturers have not put it there, or am I late?
There might be a possibility that it's not posted yet, but again, this will be a program thing, so you need to message your program. What program is this?
This is aviation.
Right, so you can probably message Rianne. I believe, and she should be able to give you some guidance. Right?
Okay, thank
Yeah. Vivian?
Hi, good morning. You hear me?
Yes, I am.
Right. So I only now got on because apparently the whole Zoom session was filled this morning at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So are you all gonna correct that tomorrow? It's gonna be the same thing tomorrow. I gotta watch only.
We will have the YouTube on as well. So that the first 300 will be actually in the Zoom and the others will have to look at it through the live chat.
No problem, no problem. So I guess that is it. So I'll just be tuning in.
Okay, great. Jessian, please email me your contact and your campus information so I can get your token to you.
Will do, Miss. Miss, my question is from Mr. Morse. If there is a launch date for the student employment program?
The policy itself is still before the academic council. Once the academic council approves it, then you will start to operationalize it. So I'm hoping this semester, sometime this semester.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to admit at this point I am overwhelmed with the chats. And I think some genuine questions are being missed because the chats are so busy. Unfortunately, today I am one person, so I'm trying to manage them all. So some of the main things I'm seeing, each program is responsible for doing their program orientation session so that if you have program questions, some of you ask when you'll meet your lecturers or meet. Now, all of them may not actually do a session. They might just leave it to the first day of school and then they meet with you. So don't feel that type of way if you don't get an email on that from your program persons. As for registration, my portal, Canvas, everything, please tune into the session tomorrow at 1 p.m. At 9 tomorrow, you have a session with library services, security, the health services. Again, please make an effort to be there at the 9 o'clock. And these sessions should not go as long. All right, these persons should be shorter. This was shorter, it's just that we had a lot of questions. The same for that afternoon session with the student spaces, which is my portal and the others. And on Wednesday, as we indicated before, on Wednesday morning, please make your way to that session for the student accounting. And you get to meet your student girl as well as the persons from the success units, which is the sports unit. So for those of you who might be interested in some particular sports, scholarship team, whether you want to be on the scholarship, basketball, for all those kinds of things, you can get that in your session on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, because you all have got the schedule, but I'm reiterating, on Thursday afternoon, At 4, we have a session for your support system. So this is for the parents, this is for your husband, your wife, granny, grandma, my best friend, whoever in your life is going to be your support system during this journey. That session on Thursday afternoon is for them. Believe me, and I know we have some parents already here in the online session. You really want to make an effort to be in that session on Thursday afternoon, because you get firsthand information on how you could support your student and ensure that your student make it to the end, make it to graduation. Your position and your support in their life is important. I'm sorry, Chinika?
Hi, yes, miss. I want to know if you know the total cost for the BED program, or am I to ask that question tomorrow? Okay.
Yes, please. Well, more to accounts. When we have the account session on Wednesday morning, you may be able to get, because the amount varies per program, different programs. So the cost for this one might be different from this. I do not have that off the top of my head. All right.
What programs he's doing?
Jessie might help you. What program you doing, Chinika?
Bachelor's of Education.
Yeah.
The Bachelor of Education. Full time.
Full time, yes.
All right, hold on.
Okay. So why Jesse's looking for that? Again, to those of you online, my apologies for us when it comes to the logistics of the online structure. But thank you all for joining on the live. For those of you who made it into the Zoom session, thank you. So tomorrow we are at it again. It should be shorter sessions. It was nice meeting all of you. I hope at some point in the journey I get to meet you all in person. All right. But we'll see you in the morning. Jesse, go ahead.
Yeah, so if this is full time, sorry, hold on. If it's full time, annual tuition is 12,000, part time 9,600. Let's face it, as if it's not self-funded. If you're self-funded, it's 10,200 full time, $8,160 part time.
Right, great. Jeremy, I'll take your question quickly and then we wrap up.
Yes, this question is for you, Miss. I really just, it's a small question. You know, I'm hearing the rotation here, but I wasn't able to go to the physical one that they had last week. I want to know if that affects anything major,
No,
by
no,
missing this.
no,
No, okay.
that's not. Now, what it may affect again is some in your cases is some of the information that some of them who were there get, but it was a fair, so it was just an interactive session with different units of university, as well as we had a lot of external organizations there, financial ones, which are useful to some of you who are not getting 100% gate. So again, we are during this period just providing you with everything you need to register, to make sure that you're in the program and not just be in it, but giving you all the tools and what you need to make it to the end. All right. So again, Rosemary, quickly. I really don't want to pass it 12. I didn't even think we would be here at this time.
I do apologize. Good afternoon again, everybody. Not too long.
Hi.
I'm raising my hand, but I think I was raising it in the wrong place. I was on the YouTube live because I wasn't getting into the Zoom, but I now try because I had questions pending. I don't want to keep long. Is there a number, or can I get your number to contact you after to just be guided with certain questions?
Yeah, my extension is 29211 if you call in UTT, but you can also email me.
29211.
Yes.
That's your extension with the UTT number.
Yes, and you can also email me.
Or can you just put back your email back in the group chat? Because I know
I put it online as well, but let me send it over in the group chat.
so I can, yeah. Is it Avalon.
Yes.
All right, let me copy it one time. Okay. Thank you very much. So I will ask you and email my questions there then.
No problem. Great. Okay, everyone, have a blessed day. I hope this session was informative and you all got information that you all can use going forward. I will see all of you in the morning.
Same
All
to
right.
you. Bye, Miss.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, miss. All
Bye,
right.
miss.